This town, nice finger style, something like this. Now, before we get going, please make sure you do have a capo at your second fret. Make sure you've got a copy of the PDF that has the chord diagrams on as well, so you can see the chord shapes. And before we break down the finger style, the actual, what the thumb and the fingers are doing, we're first going to work through the chord shapes with your fretting hand. You can see I've numbered my fingers nice and clearly, and we're starting off with the first chord G, and we need to know that for this song to work well, we need to place our fingers 3 and 4, ring finger and pinky, on the bottom 2 strings in the third fret after the capo, of course. I hope you do have a capo. Then finger 1 needs to go onto the second fret after the capo, and the middle finger straight to the top. This is your new G chord. For the verse, it goes from there to E minor 7. Nice easy transition. You can see basically all that happens is your middle finger number 2 moves down from the 6th string to the 4th string in the second fret, and also important, fingers 3 and 4 do not move. Your third chord, C add 9, is going to look like this. Looks a lot like the G, doesn't it? There's your G, and the C add 9 is simply got fingers 1 and 2 on strings 4 and 5. So once more through the chords, G, which should sound like this, your E minor 7, and you're eventually going to go to C add 9. And at the end of the first verse, you're going to hear a D chord as well. I just want to show you that. I'm sure you're familiar with D. And your D is going to sound like this. Now we're going to go back to G, and we're going to see what is our picking hand doing. There's some nice little thumb techniques and actions going on down there. Okay, I've still got my G chord in place, and you'll notice my thumb is resting on the 6th string, and my fingers 1, 2, 3 on my 4th, 3rd and 2nd string. So this should sound like this. These are the individual notes, and this is what this should sound like combined. Be careful not to play the first string, otherwise you get this. You don't want to hear that note, so you're looking at this. Now the picking pattern from more of a sort of a head-on should sound like this. Now slow motion, I'm plucking the 6th string, and then those 3 fingers, fingers 1, 2 and 3, move as 1. And you're counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that being 1 bar. We need 2 bars of G for the first chord in the verse. So 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Then you change to E minor 7. Now just quickly, remember the transition. All that happens is finger 2, nice and clear in the screen there, goes underneath my first finger. And your picking hand does exactly the same. Also 2 bars. Then you go to C. Just a quick recap. You're on your E minor 7. I'm not showing you your ring finger and pinky because you're not moving them. It's only fingers 1 and 2 that are really moving. And here comes the first change with the picking hand. Your thumb, which used to be on the 6th, is now on the 5th. So it's going to sound like this. That'll be 2 bars of your C add 9. Now what's interesting about how this song was written is that normally you have 4 bars or 8 bars. It's normally a multiple of 4. What Niall's done for this one over here, he's done 2 bars of G, 2 bars of E minor, 2 bars of C add 9, and then gone back to G. So he's actually broken the rule there and got 6, and then he starts repetition. But at the end of the verse, you'll notice he goes C add 9, and instead of playing C add 9 twice, he goes... Now you can hear that string come in. So when you finally get to the D, your thumb moves down to the 4th string, and those 3 fingers, 1, 2 and 3, have shifted down from there to here. So this is my D again, slow motion. Now I'm going to zoom out a bit over here so you can see left and right hand together. And I'm going to go through the verse if you want to play along with me the whole way through. I'm not going to sing because then you're going to switch the sound off. Okay, got your G in place. Remember, fingers 3 and 4 don't move right up until the end with the D chord at the end. So from the stars. Okay, here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... comes the C and 9 at the end of it, and you can hear now that first string kick in when we move the hand down, as we just explained with the D chord. Now for the pre-chorus, I'm going to show you some of the new chords over there coming up. We're quickly going to focus on them first. Our next chord at the pre-chorus is an A minor 7. It's just fingers 1 and 2, so you've lost this whole 3 and 4 thing that was happening from the verse. And finger 1 goes onto the 2nd string, finger 2 goes onto the 4th string, and you play from the 5th. So it should sound like this. I'll explain the picking now. Goes to D. And then there's quite a chord change. Listen to this carefully. Now, in that second line, when he sings the words I never got to say, you're going to go G. Now what's my first finger? It lifts onto the 2nd string and I lose my middle finger, and I've got what they call G with the F sharp bass. And then you're going to go to E minor 7. So one more time slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now let's have a look at the picking pattern there quickly with your picking hand. You're still busy with your A minor 7 over here, so you got your 5th string for the A minor 7, but this time we're including strings 1, 2 and 3, and you're going to go to D, and it's just one bar of each. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... I'm hoping you noticed my thumb moved down from string 5 to string 4. And then we got the G changeover, 1 and 2 and change and 4 and E minor 7. For the E minor 7 again, we're going to have to bring back 3 and 4. So you can see 3 and 4 are back in position for the G chord, for the G with the F sharp bass, and to E minor 7. So let's just take this section as an overview. You can see left and right hands working now. It's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and E minor 7. And if we take the whole pre-chorus through, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and A minor 7, D, 1 and 2 and change to E minor, and repeat it. It's really as simple as that. So if we were to analyze or break down in essence of the song, you're looking at basically your G with the 3 and 4. That's very important. We have to keep that in mind. And the verse changes G minor 7, C at 9. 3 and 4 don't move. Have to watch it for the D, lose the pinky, and then obviously for the pre-chorus A minor 7. Okay, no more 3 and 4 there. And on the picking hand, quickly, the other important thing is to keep in mind where our thumb is playing, in other words, the bass note for the chord. So, for example, in the pre-chorus, again, A minor 7's on the 5th string, D's on the 4th string, G's on the 6th, F sharp's on the 6th, E minor's on the 6th as well. Back to the 5th for A minor 7, 4th for D. And that's in essence all the parts we need to know for the song. Now, there is a bridge as well. But quickly, before we look at the bridge, I just want to go through the quick chord change sequence in the chorus. It starts off with E minor 7, so this is normal, nothing new here as we spoke of. And then drive highways on C at 9. Then over and over the only truth. Now the next line is going to go so there you've got quite a quick change. So if you're looking at the 4th line, everything comes back to you. E minor, D, and G to the C. Just watch it for the quick changes. You can hear it quite nicely, and obviously pay attention to the bass notes. E minors on the sixth, 2 beats, 2 counts, 1 and 2, and D's 2 counts, 4th string for the bass, 1 and 4, sorry, 3 and 4, and G's on the 6th, 1 and 2, and C's on the 5th, 3 and 4, and so slowly but surely that E minor, D, G, C at 9. In the 4th it's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it's as simple as that. Now the only real change or new chord kicks in with the bridge is a D with the F sharp bass, but let's first see what the chord looks like. Oh, D with the F sharp is quite a sneaky chord. It's a normal D that you just played for the first part of the song, but watch my thumb that's busy waving at you at the top there. That changes that to that, and that note now would be F sharp, excuse the capo, don't forget that, and that would give us a D chord with an F sharp bass. Now what's happening for that, you're coming out of the E minor 7, notice 3 and 4's there, slow motion, E minor 7, notice how the thumb lifts the bass note to take you to the G, and then C at 9. So I'm going to walk you through that one more time because it's the last part and quite important part of the song. You should be able to see the changes quite nicely. E minor 7. Watch my thumb working over here, and I'm going to count it out. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and there's the thumb over the top, you can see in the screen. And my G all on the 6th string, and C at 9's on the 5th string. And at speed, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So that F sharp bass that my thumb is tapping is really an important chord. It helps lift the bass note, the bass melody from the E minor through to the G chord. And that is all we need to play this time. If you've got any questions, please feel free to drop me a WhatsApp. I'll be happy to help. Otherwise, I hope this tutorial got you through a really cool song. And have an excellent week. Take care. Cheers.